Hello folks, Tater here. You know, my old truck has over 300,000 miles, and I've been thinking about all the places we've been and all the stops I've made along the way. From the Gulf of Mexico to the Great Lakes. From Hilton Head Island on the Atlantic Ocean to Grand Junction, Colorado, west of the Rockies. From the Black Hills of South Dakota to the Great Smoky Mountains, Tennessee. I pooped everywhere, man. I pooped everywhere, man. Smell it in the air, man. I've been over there, man. I don't even care, man. I pooped everywhere. J-Town, Big Town, Kalamazoo, A-Town, Chi-Town, Bardstown too, Bloomington, Huntington, Panama City, Sioux Falls, Cedar Rapids, oh so pretty, Ludington, Lansing, Colby, Middletown, Davenport, Fort Wayne, I've been all around. I pooped everywhere, man. I pooped everywhere, man. Smell it in the air, man. Yeah, I've been over there, man. I don't even care, man. I pooped everywhere. Louisville, Nashville, Dalton, Dayton, Knoxville, Cartersville, Logan, Macon, Evansville, Evansville, Austin, Charlestown, Georgetown, Austin, Boston, Bowling Green, Franklin, Murfreesboro, Lincoln, Lafayette, Fort Wayne, left that place stinking. I pooped everywhere, man. I pooped everywhere, man. Smell it in the air, man. Yeah, I've been over there, man. I don't even care, man. I pooped everywhere.
We'll be right back.
Live from Skywatch Studios, Glen Mary, here's Tater.
Hey, thank you very much. Hey, it's good to be back, that's right. Hey, spring is right around the corner, so cheer up, because you're going to warm up very soon, that's right. Like I said in my last episode, I'm exploring Kentucky this year. I'm going to take you places that I've never been, and you've probably never been either. Hey, Kentucky is the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln. That's right. We're going to explore and have a look at where old Honest Abe got his start. That's right. Daniel Boone wasn't from Kentucky, but he did blaze a trail through the Kentucky wilderness to establish settlements here. Hey, you know, Daniel Boone doesn't get compared to people like Christopher Columbus or Marco Polo, but he was an explorer. And speaking of explorers, did you know that 1,000 years ago, a group of Russian explorers tried to sail into Alaska, but they failed. They couldn't get their bearings straight. Hey, here's this world famous explorer many years ago. He explored, and he was a professor of exploring. And he went to this island outside of Fuji. He went there a number of times. And he went one too many times, because that final time he was there, the cannibals ate him. They ate him. And a couple years later, some missionaries went there, and they asked this cannibal tribe, why did you eat this professor? You know, and they said, him well seasoned. He was a well-seasoned explorer. Okay, I thought that was pretty good. Hey, then there was this other explorer. He wasn't as famous, but he did some special things. He's the first explorer to sail to both the North Pole and the South Pole. But when he got back home to his homeland of Portugal, his wife left him because she said he was bipolar. All right, no more explorer jokes, no more. Hey, right down the road here from Skywatch Studios, we had a bread factory, and it burnt to the ground. I'm telling you what, that bread factory burnt to the ground. You know, it's toast now. All right. Okay, last joke, right here, last one. Okay. All right. Hey, a duck walks into a bar and asks the bartender, "Do you have any duck food?" And the bartender says no, and the duck leaves. The very next day, the same thing happens. The duck goes into the bar, asks for duck food. Bartender says, "No, we don't have any." Okay, day 3, that duck goes into the bar, asks the bartender, "Do you have any duck food?" This time the bartender yells, "We don't have any duck food, and if you come back again, I'll nail your feet to the floor." Well, the very next day, the duck comes in the bar and asks the bartender, "Hey, do you have any nails?" And the bartender says, "No." So then the duck says, "Do you have any duck food?" Hey, what's the difference between a well-dressed man on a bike and a poorly dressed man on a bike? A tire. Hey, we'll be right back. All right, folks, we're going to get things kicked off here, okay? Hey, less than an hour from here lies a little town called Hodgenville, Kentucky. Abraham Lincoln was born just outside Hodgenville, and hey, let's check it out. Hodgenville, Kentucky, located in LaRue County, population 3,235. It was incorporated in 1839. Just a small town, not much here but one roundabout in the town square. Although Hodgenville is known as the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln, it did not officially become a town until after Lincoln was born. But I will tell you, out of all my travels, this has to be the best small town museum I've ever seen. Dozens of dioramas line this museum depicting Lincoln throughout his years. The Lincoln family lived in Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois. Old Robert E. Lee doesn't look so happy there, does he? Lots of cool and interesting things to look at, but you can't leave out the famous Lincoln logs. Hundreds of pictures and news articles line the walls. I enjoyed the artwork myself. Hey, while I was there, I checked out the site where Abraham Lincoln was born. Abraham Lincoln Birthplace National Historical Park is just a few miles from downtown Hodgenville. This is the place of Lincoln's birth. There is a monument to Lincoln, and inside that monument is a log cabin from around the time that Lincoln was born. Some of y'all may have been to Washington, D.C. and have seen the Lincoln Memorial, but this is the very first Lincoln Memorial right here. Then I went to Lincoln's boyhood farm nearby. Lincoln's boyhood home is at Knob Creek Farms, not very far from his place of birth. Here is a log cabin from one of Lincoln's neighbors from that time period. Also, you can see a field where young Abe helped his father plow.
Ain't that America?
Hey, we're going to go to the kitchen. Old Tater made a roast, or as I like to call it, a roast beast. You know how I like to roll. I like to keep it simple. Okay, folks. Hey, I took a trip to southeast Kentucky to a town called Middlesboro, Kentucky. I wanted to check out the Cumberland Gap, and I did just that. The Cumberland mountain range stretches 131 miles north to south. It encompasses West Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. The Cumberland Gap is a break in the Cumberland Mountains that wild animals and Native Americans used to pass through the rugged terrain. Early American settlers like Daniel Boone used the passage to discover the new land in the West, particularly Kentucky. Today, the Cumberland Gap is a national park with many hiking trails, and there's also a tunnel for cars to travel through. Let's have a look.
Cumberland Gap, 17 miles from the Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, 17 miles from the Cumberland Gap. Lay down, boys, take a little nap, 17 miles to the Cumberland Gap. Lay down, boys, take a little nap, 17 miles from the Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, 17 miles from the Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, 17 miles from the Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, it ain't nowhere, 13 miles from Middlesburg. Cumberland Gap, it ain't nowhere, 13 miles from Middlesburg. Cumberland Gap, 17 miles from the Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, 17 miles from the Cumberland Gap. Play it pretty, Sonny. I was a-going down the road, I met that tarpon and I met that toad. Every time a tarpon sang, old toad cut that pigeon wing. Cumberland Gap, 17 miles from the Cumberland Gap. 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 This land is your land, and this land is my land, from the California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went a-walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway, saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. All around me a voice was sounding, this land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, then I was strolling in the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling. The voice was chanting as the fog was lifting, this land was made for you and me.
Hey, the music provided by the great American folk singer Woody Guthrie. That's right. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed my adventure at the Cumberland Gap. That was done in February, and I bet that place is beautiful in the spring and the fall. All right, folks, like I said before, I want to see you in action. Hey, take a picture or a short video clip and send it to me, and I'll put you on the show. Hey, a young man from Sellersburg, Indiana named Elijah Jones. Hey, he's got some smooth moves on that half pipe. Hey, have a look. Hey, that's all the time I have. Hope you enjoyed Tater's Cumberland Gap adventure. Hey, you know, if I can do it, you can do it too. See you on down the trail.
I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Memphis, Arizona, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, Amperdale, Ramacalla. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Well, I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tallapoosa, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oskaloosa, Tennessee, Hennessy, Chicopee, Spear Lake, Grand Lake, Devils Lake, Crater Lake, for Pete's sake.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere. And this one's on. Good. Come on. Yeah. Well, I've been to Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Alma, Beacon, Shepardville, Jacksonville, Waterville, Costa Rica, Pittsburgh, Springfield, Bakersfield.